to learn something which no one has learned of before, to see properties of the universe which no one has ever studied before. I think is the excitement of this field.
We do everything from searching for the highest energy sources out in the universe, and then we can go down to very low energies. We can look for the physics of neutrinos themselves. We can search for dark matter.
Dark matter is massive, it has gravity, but it's invisible. It has no interactions with light or the electromagnetic force.
Mirror universe, where time runs backwards. Before we begin, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Science fiction has long speculated about parallel universe and what they may be like. Researchers have devised new experiments to look for how a mirror universe may be influencing our own. And such evidence is found. It could bring to light many of the universe's mysteries, such as the nature of dark matter. Like a mountain looming over a calm lake, it seems the universe may once have had a perfect mirror image. That's the conclusion a team of Canadian scientists reached after extrapolating the laws of the universe, both before and after the Big Bang. This term was used in many sci-fi series such as Star Trek and Stranger Things. Physicists have a pretty good idea of the structure of the universe just a couple of seconds after the Big Bang, moving forward to today. In many ways, fundamental physics then worked as it does today, but experts have argued for decades about what happened in the first moment, when the tiny, infinitely dense speck of matter first expanded outward, often presuming that basic physics were somehow altered. Our universe could be the mirror image of an antimatter universe extending backwards in time before the Big Bang, so claim physicists in Canada, who have devised a new cosmological model positing the existence of an anti-universe, which, paired to our own, preserve a fundamental rule of physics called CPT symmetry. The researchers still need to work out many details of their theory, but they say it naturally explains the existence of dark matter. So which experiment made scientists think of the mirror universe? And is there really a universe where the time runs backwards? The first experiment ever practiced was by new scientist, comes courtesy of physicist Leah Broussard and her team at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee. They have devised a simple method for detecting a mirror universe. An apparatus will fire a beam of neutrons at a wall with varying magnetic fields on both sides. These neutrons can't penetrate the wall. Yet, the researchers have placed a device behind it that will scan the area for these very subatomic particles. Why? If any neutrons manage to appear behind the wall, it will be strong evidence that they oscillated into mirror neutrons, skipped right on past the wall, because it existed in a different part of the universe, and then oscillated back in time to hit the detection device. The second one, by new scientists, was developed by Klaus Kirch and his team at the Paul Scherrer Institute on Switzerland. This team applied magnetic fields of varying strengths to neutrons in a bottle trap. The goal is to find the telltale signals of mirror magnetic fields. These would suggest neutrons oscillating between universes, potentially supporting any evidence found by Broussard and her team. The experimentalists' view, if it doesn't look completely crazy, can it be tested? Kirch told New Scientist, "I don't really believe the signals are there, and we have designed an experiment that can disprove them, and we'll see what comes out of it." Kirch and his team have completed their experiment and are currently analyzing the data. Other physicists have performed an experiment that suggests time in our universe may be directed by gravity, not thermodynamics, and that the Big Bang could have created two parallel universes, our own, in which time runs forward, and a mirror one, where time runs backwards. In the Antarctic, things happen at a glacial pace. Just ask Peter Gorham. For a month at a time, he and his colleagues would watch a giant balloon carrying collection of antennas float high above the ice, scanning over 1 million square kilometers of the frozen landscape for evidence of high-energy particles arriving from space. When the experiment returned to the ground after its first flight, it had nothing to show for itself, bar the odd flash of background noise. It was the same story after the second flight, more than a year later. While the balloon was in the sky for the third time, the researchers decided to go over the past data again, particularly those signals dismissed as noise. It was lucky they did. Examined more carefully, one signal seemed to be the signature of a high-energy particle, but it wasn't what they were looking for. Moreover, it seemed impossible. Rather than bearing down from above, this particle was exploding out of the ground. That strange finding was made in 2016. Since then, all sorts of suggestions rooted in known physics have been put forward to account for the perplexing signal, and all have been ruled out. What's left is shocking in its implications. Explaining this signal requires the existence of a topsy-turvy universe, created in the same Big Bang as our own, and existing in parallel with it. In this mirror world, positive is negative, left is right, and time runs backwards. It is perhaps the most mind-melting idea ever to have emerged from the Antarctic ice, and this is all related to these following research papers. The original research paper from the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, ANITA, a balloon-based experiment that found upward-pointing cosmic ray-like events. A research paper published in response that posits that ANITA results could provide evidence for a CPT symmetric universe, where time would run backwards from the Big Bang and where antimatter would dominate. This is where the parallel universe claims come from, since the paper reads, in this scenario, the universe before the Big Bang and the universe after the Big Bang is reinterpreted as a universe, anti-universe pair that is created from nothing. A research paper published in the Astrophysical Journal from the IceCube Neutrino Observatory that suggests that we need to consider alternative explanations to explain the ANITA data. Now, what ANITA stands for? ANITA is a stratospheric balloon-based experiment in Antarctica that has a radio antenna pointed back at Earth to detect radio waves emitted by very rare high-energy neutrinos if they strike an atom in the ice. A radio telescope. ANITA is the first NASA observatory for neutrinos of any kind. Hence, the NASA connection. What did the ANITA find? In 2016, ANITA detected some signals best described as anomalous, evidence of a high-energy particle. Extremely high-energy neutrinos coming up from the Earth's surface, but no source. That seemed impossible, according to the New Scientist article, which went on to state that explaining the signal requires the existence of a topsy-turvy universe created in the same Big Bang as our own and existing in parallel with it. In this mirror world, positive is negative, left is right, and time runs backwards. That's the CPT symmetric universe. A mirror universe could explain many of physics' unsolved mysteries, among them the question of dark matter. As Michio Keiko told Big Think in an interview, dark matter is massive. It has gravity, but it's invincible. It has no interactions with light or the electromagnetic force. So, there is a theory that says that perhaps dark matter is nothing but matter. Ordinary matter in another dimension hovering right above us. There's a remarkable story here that's all about good science. An experiment, ANITA saw something unexpected and published their results. A much better experiment, IceCube, followed it up and ruled out their leading interpretation. It strongly suggested something is amiss with the first experiment, and more science will help us uncover what's truly occurring. For now, based on the scientific evidence we have, parallel universes will have to remain a science fiction dream.